Beterbiev got robbed and thingied.
No, he didn't. These two are just class, aren't they?
Both of them are fantastic.
Bivol played an absolute masterpiece.
I think he was more confident in this.
Bivol won the first 3 rounds, and then Beterbiev plowed through.
The better boxer in pure boxing skill is Bivol.
Bivol's a bit like Lomachenko and Usyk.
I think Beterbiev does as well.
I think he beats Joe Calzaghe.
Welcome back to BoxCast. Today we're going to look back at the weekend's action in the last crescendo, the Beterbiev-Bivol rematch. And we'll start with we'll go in the order the fights were done, isn't it? So we'll start with probably the fight of the night in Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Smith for Buatsi's WBO light heavyweight interim title. It was a really good start to the event.
Fight of the night.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Fight of the night.
Callum Smith won on points, but it was a bit of a fight. Well, I think there's one scorecard which is a bit, but it was a bit of a fight that went sort of both ways. Which is what you want as a 50-50 fight, isn't it?
It's 50-50 fight. You know, the questions going into the fight is Callum Smith, and he got any desire left? And he's just proved everyone wrong.
Got any desire, and he's got anything left in the tank in terms of performances? And I think he answered that quite well.
He did. He was fantastic. It was a fantastic fight. Callum Smith was fantastic. Joshua Buatsi, fantastic. He looked down and out several times during the fight, but came back.
Do you think he needs like a poke to get going? Because in a lot of his fights, if you watch, he'd get going and then he'd calm, and then in this fight, if we focus on this, Callum Smith would give him a good go, and then the next round or two, then you see Buatsi turn it up, but then he'd go back down again. But to be honest, I thought he was like gassing a little bit, Buatsi. But when you actually look at it, he isn't, because he was stronger near the end. It was like Callum Smith
I think he was gassing. I just think
taking a breather.
He doesn't show it really well, but you can tell he's.
Well, no, he looks like it, and then
he's gassing.
Then there's like a round where it'll go. He goes up again, work activity, and then he goes down again.
I think in this fight, I think it was more Callum Smith taking a round off than Buatsi bringing it.
Well, I had the point there where I thought Callum Smith was in it, because I think I had Smith sort of comfortably going into about round 6-ish. I think he was comfortably ahead.
He was never, ever behind Callum Smith.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was comfortably ahead, and then right around about round 8, isn't it, where Buatsi got going, and you thought, And then I think Callum had he's got a little bit of a second wind. He evened it out in round 9. And then 10-11 was sort of, more... Oh, sorry, not 10-11. I've got the wrong thing there. Give me 1 second. 10-11, what did I have? That was a different fight.
10 and 11, Buatsi won.
Yeah, that's right. He pulled a bit, he evened it out a bit from round 7 onwards, isn't it? 7, 8. 9, I think Callum Smith got him back a little bit. He
had a big round in the 9th, Callum Smith. And
then Buatsi had 2, and you thought, and then...
I think what it was Callum Smith had such a big round 9, he put a lot into round 9.
That's what I think he was like. I thought he was gassed. And he's seen Buatsi pull, and then Callum Smith in the last 2 rounds got it.
Just in the 12th round, it just showed.
You thought he was gone, and he just pulled it back, and Buatsi looked like he was gone at that point. So,
but yeah, I don't think. Yeah, like I say, it was a great fight, but I think Callum Smith just showed he is the better boxer.
Yeah, I think. Well, I always thought he's the better boxer. It was whether I think we discussed it in before. Is whether he had anything left.
You thought he was the better boxer, did you?
Yeah.
Really?
But I didn't think he had anything left, and that's why I picked Buatsi.
What was your prediction?
Buatsi by KO.
Round 7.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
And you had Smith on points, so kudos.
No, like I say, I think it was just.
Well, I think I did say I could see your decision. I think I was just being like picking a shot.
It was a great fight.
Yeah.
It really wasn't a shock because Buatsi was the favourite going into it.
Yeah.
I think he was a heavy favourite.
I don't either of them winning was a shock, but like I think it was quite close. I think it started and then he got closer as the betting got a bit closer on it, isn't it?
I had a 6-4 to Callum Smith.
What, 10-round fight? 7-5, you mean?
Yeah, 7-5.
You fell asleep on the 2 rounds.
But
I had it...
but I was being generous to Buatsi.
Well, no, I think there's a few rounds where Smith had the more work, but some of the more impactful punching, even though Callum Smith's punching was cleaner, some of the more impactful punching was from Buatsi. And there's a little bit where he actually got going, where he did have some really good punches. So I think if you give that, like, the more closer rounds, that goes Buatsi. It's about, I had it 7-5 for Smith on scoring. Yeah. There's a 119, 110 card, which is just ridiculous. The other two I can see, because if you score, like, the closer rounds to Smith, 116, 112 I can see. 115, 113, that's what we had anyway. 119, 110 I can't, because there are definitely rounds that Buatsi won. So, and they weren't that close. You could see that Buatsi's won. So two of the judges, I think, is fair. I think the other card is just...
There was a clear winner, and it was Callum Smith.
The clear winner was...
So where did he go next? Callum Smith.
The AI had the same score as we did, just for...
Where did Callum Smith go next?
Well, 115, 113, sorry. Well, it had like 115 and a half to 112 and a half, but 115, 113, 2 rounds clear ahead for Smith. And I think he's back in the group. Well, he's interim champion WBO now, isn't he? So
yeah.
Him versus Benavides?
It's a good fight.
To face whatever happens in the...
I mean, a lot of people are saying...
Because we'll get on to the main card story when we get there.
Right, well, a lot of people were saying, Callum Smith fought Anthony Yard. No. Anthony Yard's...
Yeah, I seen...
Not there.
I have a question. Well, actually, I'll probably bring it up a bit later about pundits, ex-boxers. Do you think some of them have been hitting the head so much that they're a bit... I hate to be unkind to people, but I hear some of their comments and you're just thinking, in what universe did you see that? Because I know it's maybe a multiverse and we can have loads of opinions, but some of them are just nonsense.
I'd like to see Callum Smith Benavides and I'd like to see Buatsi Yard.
I think that's a good call. I'd agree with that.
I think Buatsi Yard's a great fight.
I think Smith has earned that to get to there.
Callum Smith, he's above domestic level. And I know people say, but Anthony Yard's not world class.
Well, no, I think Anthony, he may be, but I think he's got to show that he is, and he hasn't shown it.
Who's he beat?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He hasn't shown it. If he is there, he's got to earn it. I think Smith has earned it. He's
fighting Lindenhofer next Yard, and I think the next fight for him...
I think after that, he should have Buatsi, and then the winner of them goes...
Yard, Buatsi, that's a great fight. But Callum Smith,
I think Benavides, it makes a sensible fight for both of them.
Anthony Yard doesn't bring anything to the table for Callum Smith.
It's it's basically Buatsi's a better fighter than, so I think Buatsi is I think Yard has to fight Buatsi to get on that stage, and I think Callum Smith.
I think if
Benavides
you have Callum Smith and Benavides for like all the interim belts, undisputed interim
fighter.
Because,
Your Excellency, we just got an idea for you there.
Just quickly, Bivol Beterbiev, I think there's going to be a third fight. So I think that rules that out. So Callum Smith Benavides is a huge fight. Mm-hmm. Absolutely massive fight. But then again, Anthony Yard, Joshua Buatsi is a massive fight. Whereas I don't think Callum Smith, Anthony Yard's a massive fight.
No.
But Yard, Buatsi is.
I think the winner of Buatsi and Yard then should try Morel.
Yeah, possibly.
And then whoever the winner out of that is, then should get the go at whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
depending on whatever these two are doing.
For Buatsi, it's not. It's his first defeat, and he's got a chin on him, hasn't he? Buatsi.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The more impactful punches were from him. Not that they were better. It was just that, like, well, the way I think when we were watching it, unfortunately we didn't get to watch it again, but when we were watching it, I basically said to the kids, it's like the chin, the power, and it looked like the endurance were on the side of Buatsi, but the actual better boxing was on Callum Smith.
I think the power was on Smith's side.
No, because Buatsi's did more damage. If you see his face afterwards.
Who looked out the fight more times?
Buatsi, but
exactly.
But his face smashing up, he didn't look like he'd been in a fight. That thing. He doesn't look like any damage.
Buatsi looked like he'd had about 7 pints of Stella more than several times.
Well, I have to say, I said that at one point. Buatsi fights like he's drunk.
No, but I think Smith's got the power.
No, I think Smith's got the power because obviously, you know, he had the cleaner punches and the better punches, better combinations, definitely. Buatsi had like punches in singles, and then it was a bit when he got going when he did like combinations. But yeah, I think Callum Smith is the better boxer.
Much better. Yeah. But like I say...
But chin on Buatsi and...
Buatsi can go and fight Yard, no problem.
Yeah.
I like that fight. I like that fight more now.
Yeah, than before.
Than before, weirdly. I know that sounds strange, but I do like that fight. As for Callum Smith... I'd like to see Callum get back out pretty quickly again, though. I think inactivity is his biggest problem.
Well, I think he's got to let the damage recover, but he's going to have... That's about the time.
Yeah, I mean...
About 4 or 5 months, 6 months, I think he should have another fight. The cut he's got, it's not an outside cut. It's an outside cut, but it's also cut on the inside. So I think he had a quick interview saying that he's got to have some plastic surgery and that, so that's going to keep him out for a few months. But I think 6 months he should be ready to go again, innit? 6, 7 months, whatever.
Yeah, don't
like not 1 a year fight. I think because then the ring rust.
Yeah, I think
will get better.
I'd throw him in with Benavidez. That's a great fight.
Yeah,
it is a good fight.
If he can't get Benavidez,
I think he's one of them. He'll sit on the sidelines and wait. Sadly,
I don't think I agree with you. I think the ring rust will get the better of him then.
But I think he is one of them that he will sit on the sideline and wait.
Ramirez, isn't he? Who's the unbeaten guy as well.
Yeah, but the problem is, in this division, is all the belts are tied up, and Callum Smith is only interested in the mega fight to become a two-weight world champion.
The best fight is Benavidez.
Yeah, so I think
for both of them,
that's the one to make.
Because depending on what happens in the main fight, which we're going to discuss later, is, you know, because it's WBO interim now, so
make the Benavidez fight, make Buatsi Yard. That'll headline over at the O2.
I think it's only Ramirez and Morel, isn't it? Otherwise. So if you can't get Benavidez, but I think you should stay busy, and I think then one of the others, like one of those two, because it'd be a great measure of how he's going to get on against Benavidez if you get a Morel or a Figgy. Although I think they're dangerous fights.
It's up to Turki Al-Sheikh.
Yeah.
It's not up to Callum Smith. It's not up to Benavidez. It's not up to Eddie Hearn.
Well, I think a little bit of depends on what happens in the main fight, because obviously Benavidez is the next in line for that. I think Buatsi was the next in line, but obviously with the result now, it's put that back. He puts Callum Smith in that position. I think Yard still has to earn it, and then I think Buatsi's
like I say, Yard's got a fight against Lyndon Arthur coming up. If he gets through that,
I think then Buatsi
then
is the
him
obvious.
And Buatsi, that like I say at the O2.
Him and Buatsi, him and Morel, him and Ramirez is the fight.
No, Buatsi Yard we want to see. Buatsi Yard at the O2. That's a mega fight. And I tell you what, if they do that, you straight back up.
Well, whoever does it, they've earned the right.
Yeah, you straight back up. So go for it.
I think it was a great fight. Yeah, most people's fight of the night.
Just mate, what fight?
So what a start!
Fight the contender for fight of the year already. Because it was epic.
Yeah.
Absolutely epic. So fair play to both fighters. Left it all. This is what I say about when people leave it all in the ring. Both fighters left it all in the ring there.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Hurrah for Callum Smith. Good to see him back.
Yeah. Do that against bloody Beterbiev or whoever you fight next.
Well, we're going to do the main one, but I still don't think any of them beat either of the top two. I think that's just, it's too much. Although him and Benavidez now becomes,
Great
tasty.
It's a great fight, that.
Conversation. And yeah, we'll see what gets made and we'll discuss that then. Right, next one on the card, I think was the heavyweight. Ooh, what have I done there? That's what I want to open. Just give me one
Big
sec.
Bang Zhang versus Agility Kabayel.
Exactly, that's his new name, for the vacant WBC interim heavyweight title, so to become a contender. Yeah, this was short but very sweet. It's quite a good. I gave the first round to Zhang. I think it was close. And then Kabayel just basically, I believe what we discussed, or mainly what you said, a lot of body shots.
Literally did exactly.
He followed
everything.
you. He'd been watching the podcast, I think.
Did
Coach
everything
Simon, as he's
that
known
I
now.
said he was going to do.
The thing is this, I was surprised how much he's just stayed in like short range with them as well. But I think for the body shots, you have to a little
If
bit,
you
isn't
think
it?
about it, though,
And he took a few punches and he took them
yeah,
quite well.
but
There's only one bit where he's a little
where's
bit
Zhang's most power when he hits you? There.
the further, yeah.
So if he hits you here, they're going to
Well, he
win.
did, but it did. I think
Well, Kabayel did say he's the hardest puncher he's ever gone in with.
Yeah.
He got
there was one where he got caught, isn't it? Where he was a little bit rocky,
Yeah.
but then he might have backed off a bit and got...
in the fifth, Kabayel went down and he said, I didn't see the punch coming. I wasn't hurt. I just didn't see it. And you could tell he wasn't there because he went straight back to jumping on Zhile Zhang. Kabayel had the perfect game plan. Smashed that body to pieces.
Well, he did what, like Parker, but even better.
Well, Parker didn't really target the body much
No,
on
but Parker
Zhang.
did like the longer range boxing.
Yeah.
Kabayel's taken that and like reworked it, but what's the best way? He gasses out. Take his body away, gas him out even faster.
Yeah, gas him out even
Because
faster.
I thought he'd last longer than that, but like realistically, he was blowing by about round 3.
Once you start to
And it wasn't just that; it was the rate. Because like if you look at the amount of punches, right, let me give you some stats. So Kabayel in the first round, Zhang threw 36, Kabayel threw 18 total punches. Yeah, Zhang he only landed 10 and 9. So yeah, Zhang it was like the feeling out round, and it was even. So I gave that to Zhang. Yeah. Second round, Kabayel threw 61 punches, landed 29.
Yeah, exactly.
He made Zhang work as well, because Zhang threw 45 and landed 18. So, for a heavyweight contest in the 40s of punches, and then third round, Kabayel 66 punches, 33 landed. Fourth round, 78 thrown, 37 landed. Fifth round, 70, 32. And sixth round, 53, 31, obviously ended a bit before the end. And even Zhang's 36 in the first round, 45, 36, 38, 53, 24, trying to keep up.
You can't.
And he's too
he
big.
Can't.
Yeah, and he just basically
that
gassed
was the
them, worked them
problem.
out.
It's like
Body shots and
he
work
made
rate.
Zhang work for
perfect game
every
plan.
second of every round, and Zhang can't do it.
And couldn't keep up with it.
He's 41
For his
years of age
and size.
He's 280 pounds, 300 pounds,
in excess of 280. I think it was 287 and a half.
Red raw. On
Well,
his
he's red
side.
raw from about the second, third round.
Absolutely red raw. Just a quick note before the stoppage. I don't know what the referee was doing. Zhang looked like he was going to go down, but didn't, and the referee jumped in.
He
And,
either should let it go on or stop, not counted him.
but he didn't do anything.
That's what I mean. It was like nothing.
So I don't know what all that was about, but that was like kind of the end then, because Zhang just couldn't take them body shots. He really, really couldn't. Kabayel, watch out, heavyweight division, seriously, because this man has gone about his business very, very quietly, but very, very destructively.
Well, it's what is this? His fourth performance in the Riyadh things we've seen,
And he's just
brilliant
smashing
in all of them.
people.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I mean, literally brilliant in all of them. It was
Yeah.
like
He's fast. He's looking a bit bigger. Good chin.
yeah. Well, that's the thing we got with this one, because he wasn't that hit that much in most of the others. The
Good chin.
Well, Sanchez scored him a few times, but from Zhang's power, he was took
Good.
it well.
Really good engine.
Yeah,
He's a nightmare.
For anybody, I think.
An absolute nightmare.
I think he's potentially one of the, once Usyk goes, I think he's one of the contenders for the crown.
Look, and this guy is not, he's in no rush either. I like that about him. He's not calling out for a world title shot straight away. He's just like, yeah, we'll see what's next.
I like the demeanour, yeah. He's really cool.
He's a typical, says the typical German fighter. He's a bloody menace. That's what he is. But he's always got a really good game plan.
Yeah, that's what I like. All the fighters he fought to be different.
Obviously, that's not just going to be him. That's going to be the
whole whatever
team
the setup
behind him.
is really good.
Fantastic, but his body punching is
and whatever they're telling him, he's taking
devastating.
It in. Yeah. And he's right at the prime age. He's 32, isn't he? So he's right in that. Like I said, once Usyk goes, I think he's contender for.
Who does he fight next? Wow. Who's going to want to fight him?
Nobody.
Because let's be honest, no one wanted to fight Big Bang Zhang.
No, because he's dangerous in
exactly.
Fight. And I mean, he still is, but like there's a tactic there now, obviously gassing him out.
I think that's the end of Zhang now.
I think he's a contender for the top. Yeah,
I don't. I think that is the end of Zhang now. Because let's be honest, he's
well, if we go to our predictions, just while you're, but I think we both had Kabayel because obviously we've seen him perform in these things. I had him by points. You had him 7th round KO. So I think I get 1 point, you get 2 because you had him one round out, mate. What's going on?
I think what we'll do is we'll just put.
I've given you the extra 2 points.
What we'll do is we'll just put what I exactly said in now, which was he's just going to smash his body to pieces.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Because Zhang, like you say, he just Kabayel.
But we didn't expect it. You expected it to stop, but most people didn't expect it for a stop. It was a decision for Kabayel.
7th, 6th, 7th. Now I knew Kabayel was going to stop him. Full confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even panic when Kabayel went down.
And if you look at the people he's fought, so you have Zhang, who's obviously big bang, so the power and the size. You got Frank Sanchez, who's Cuban boxer, extraordinaire, and he tactics against him. And then you had Makhmedov, who everybody was scared of, was a machine, and he basically TKO'd him in 4. He's KO'd him in 4, KO'd Sanchez in 7, and KO'd Zhang in 6. Who nobody before the fight would have thought any of them would have got knocked out.
Yeah.
He stopped them basically less than halfway in most of the fights. That's epic, I think.
He took care of Derek Chisora quite easily as well, you know. When they fought years ago. So
he's got a bit of everything.
This guy is the real deal. Yeah. And seriously, he's...
Even I think he's mates with Usyk, isn't it? Because Usyk came in.
He's a good mate. He's good mates with AJ. He's good mates with Usyk.
Usyk has said, isn't it, that after him, that's probably the guy.
Yeah, I think AJ's always said Kabayel's the one to watch.
Well, I think he said it in one, and he goes, "This guy you haven't seen yet. You need to watch this guy."
Yeah. So there is another heavyweight that people have been harping on about. I've forgotten his name. He's got a really good knockout ratio. Begins with J. But for Kabayel, is it Kabayel Parker next?
Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah, well, I think it depends what
Kabayel. Wardley.
Well, I think we're going to go in. We'll do Parker's ones when we get to Parker. But yeah, Kabayel. I think Kabayel had this a lot.
For Zhang,
he's a good measure for
Zhang, like I say, I think that might be it now.
With his age, I think that's time because
Big Bang Zhang.
I think he had to win to be back in it. Then he's back in there mixing it.
I mean, because look, he's lost against Parker. Yeah, he beat Deontay Wilder, but come on,
that's everybody now.
Yes, he's still a danger man.
I think with Parker, you're still seeing other things. I think the problem now is that the way Kabayel's taking him apart, he's just...
all you've got to do with Zhang is stay away from him for a few rounds. Make him work. Yeah, if he catches you, he's going to knock you out or he's going to hurt you at least. But
I think there was more mystique around him before.
Yeah.
especially with his performances over Joe Joyce. But I think when Parker's made one game plan, which is you can outbox him and he's going to gas, and Kabayel's just gone,
Yeah,
well,
again, but
I can make you gas faster.
The signs were there
body.
with Parker. When Parker threw fast combinations, Zhang didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, he's fast combinations and mobile.
And Kabayel did exactly this. Kabayel's a fast puncher. Joe Joyce isn't a fast puncher.
Yeah, but which is why I think he fell apart. Is
and he just timed
Zhang
him.
was faster.
Zhang's got good timing. He has got good timing, Zhang.
Well, that's why the punches are dangerous. Like you said, you can't see them. And so it's more dangerous. The most dangerous punches, the cliche says, is the one you can't see. But when you add Big Bang's power, it's like ridiculous. But yeah, I think that was...
So yeah, but no, I made up because
maybe the performance of the day at night, Kabayel's.
Yeah,
it's there because there's other performances as well. We got to mention.
Yeah,
so.
I really like Kabayel. He's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that was a fantastic result.
I don't think it's going to be too long before he gets his world title shot. And would you bet against him?
I think he's there as one of the contenders in that division.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, let me just get the next. So then we went to the Ortiz's WBC World Interim Super Welterweight title, so 154-pound one. Virgil Ortiz Jr. and Israel Madrimov. Another really good fight. It's just, we're saying that about a lot of these. I had Madrimov starting better.
Yeah.
And then Ortiz started to get back into it from about the fourth round.
Yeah, I gave Madrimov the first 3 rounds, to be fair.
And then I think Ortiz took over. I think Madrimov got back into it around about the 7th and 8th, which were close rounds. I gave him 1 each way, so 7th to Ortiz, 8th to Madrimov. And then I think Ortiz got on it again. 10th was fairly even. Well, the latter rounds were fairly even, but I think Ortiz was just doing the better stuff then. He had sort of worn him out by then. And he was landing more of the power punches and stuff. So I think I had this as, again, 2 rounds ahead for Ortiz.
Yes, I think, 7-5.
Yeah, 7-5.
Yeah.
So again, there was a judge who had 117, 111. Yeah, I think that's a little bit... I think that's a bit disrespectful to Madrimov.
Because some of the rounds, Ortiz...
I can see 116, 112.
The thing is, some of the rounds, a lot of the rounds, Ortiz was plowing forward, but he wasn't landing anything. Yeah, he's doing a lot of pressure, and if you like that, great. But he wasn't really landing anything a lot of the time. It took him a long time to slow Madrimov down.
The 4th round before he got catching up.
But
I think a little bit because Madrimov, because there's so much movement, was gassing a little bit, and then he got a bit more.
I tell you why Madrimov gassed out, because he couldn't breathe after the 2nd round. Because let's not forget, he's only just recovered from bronchitis.
Yeah.
And that's no excuses, but
yeah, well, I didn't expect him to get tired, and he was getting a little bit.
Yeah, like I say, that is partly Ortiz's pressure, but again, like you say, he hasn't been.
Yeah.
So very well, man.
Because if you've seen him, because he was under pressure in like his previous fight with Crawford, but like he was still energetic. And all of them. Like, this one he did. There was a visible dip, and then he got it back, and then again.
Ortiz, I think, still has a little bit to learn. I think he's getting better. I think in the past he's relied just on his power.
Well, I think he's had them until he's met Boachuk, and I think from Boachuk, But the good thing is, instead of just beat him, he's learned from it. Like, I got dropped a couple of times. I've done this. I think he's adapted his fight for Madrimov, which I think if he'd have fought Madrimov without having fought Boachuk, this could have been a very interesting contest the other way. I think Madrimov may have had him. I think with Boachuk's experience, he's now adapted a bit. But yeah, I think if he learns as much from this fight as he learned from Boachuk's one, I think in the next fight, whoever he fights is going to have it's going to have a hell of a contest.
I think it'll be Fundora next for Ortiz.
I think he beats Fundora.
Yeah.
And I hate saying that because I really like Fundora. Fundora's a really nice guy. Both him and his sister are really nice guys.
Yeah,
And it's
I
really
think he
nice
does.
that there's a brother-sister combination.
The good. I
just think Ortiz is a little bit
Ortiz,
better.
he like I say, he has got strong defense. He has got bundles of power which he carries through from round 1 to round 12. I'd just like to see him just maybe throw a few more punches, break the guy down.
Yeah, there was a bit in the rounds, and like you said before, where he was pressuring. He was like, there,
and then
but there's no punches going.
Just throw some punches.
And then he missed a few, and then he'd sort of like, he'd get like, I'm not going to throw now. Like, you're a bit demoralized of not throwing it.
Yeah.
Madrimov does have fantastic movement and stuff.
Maybe, again, this is what he needs to learn, is don't load up with every punch.
Yeah.
Just
tap,
and then
and wait for the opportunity.
You will break them down a lot quicker.
Yeah. I think there's a bit of patience and a little bit more guile. I think maybe letting the person come on a bit and catch them.
But I think he's working on that.
Yeah, he's got.
And I do like to see that he is working on that.
Well, I think if he gets like another opponent where the next one where it's tricky, and obviously Fundora is because of his height and his reach and everything, he picks up from, if he learns how much he learned against Boachuk from Madrimov fight, because there was a bit there. There's quite a lot you could improve. Even though he won and it was a really good performance. I think you can see what you need to improve, and there's probably better people than us who can see even more. But like, there's enough to improve. I think if you get like a Fundora or somebody, then he deserves a world title shot. He is that level.
Yeah,
and potentially he has more.
Definitely a world title shot next for him. I think.
I think you're right, because he's won every other one by KO. You sort of don't have to do more, and I think he's realised now at that level there's these people who you do, and he's
an exciting talent.
Yeah.
Exciting talent. He's not a prospect anymore, but and Madrimov's a tough cookie, so to beat him.
Again, I don't think from people go, I think you've said before, there's you lost, but like, I think there's ways of losing. I think Madrimov from both the Crawford fight and this fight still has a lot of credit in the bank. He gains credit. I don't think he's lost credit from both, because they're both, Crawford is top 3 pound.
Yeah, I mean, what shocked me in this fight?
But I was a little bit the tyrant.
The size difference.
Well, against Boachuk, it was like, even here he looked like...
Ortiz looked like 2 weights above.
Yeah. And he didn't look, he was that bothered by his power.
So, but, a good win for Ortiz. Well done, Oscar De La Hoya.
I know you enjoyed saying that.
He's an idiot, mate.
He just has like a demeanor.
He's just an idiot.
Well, then what do we have? Okay, I had Ortiz on points.
Yeah.
You had Madrimov, 11-round KO.
Yeah. I thought he'd do it, and he didn't. But that's, to be fair, that's more me thinking Ortiz wasn't ready, and I've got to give it to him.
He's improved from both. If you went on his Boachuk performance,
he's massively improved, and I think he's just going to get better and better.
Yeah,
so
I think he needs to get a bit better, and he's potentially an elite fighter in that weight.
Yeah, I mean, I've starred the 9th round because I think that's when he really started to turn in the screw. Victor Ortiz. Well,
I was impressed with his engine, because I thought he might, but he's put on a lot. Well, in 9th round, he threw 73 punches and landed 36 of them, which is, and I think that's where, went down, even though Madrimov sort of bounced back into 10th. It's
great.
Yeah.
Well done, young man.
He was just ahead. 115, 113, I think we already said that, innit?
Yeah.
That's about the right 7-5. The 117, 111 is too wide. I can see 116, 112 and 115, 113. 117, 111 is a bit too wide.
Maybe Oscar De La Hoya was scoring that one.
Probably, but let us know your thoughts on what's next for Mr. Ortiz.
Fundora, please.
I think it's got to be world title level. Next one, Carlos Adames and Hamza Sheeraz for Adames's WBC middleweight title. This was an interesting fight. It was a majority draw. What were your thoughts?
No, it wasn't a draw at all. Hamza Sheeraz got beat. And he's
I hate to say it, but yeah.
lucky
I think
boy.
he's been saved.
What I will say, we'll come back to the judges. Hamza Sheeraz, I think, broke his hand in the second round, and that is confirmed.
Okay.
So, yeah, I get that. But, judges, you are very, very naughty because Carlos Adames clearly won that fight. Clearly won that fight. And now anyone can... I don't think there was anyone that had Hamza Sheeraz winning it from what I've heard.
But I didn't know. So,
I mean, how many rounds did you...
I missed like the last couple of rounds, unfortunately.
It was a competitive fight. It was a competitive fight, but Carlos Adames
I had
just...
Sheeraz ahead in the first sort of few rounds, and then Adames got back into it about the fifth, I think, and then I think he was in control, basically.
Yeah, I mean, he's very clever, isn't he, Carlos Adames? I don't think we've given him enough credit.
Well, I think he adjusted. The first was I think what we said was what was going to happen is the height and reach. Obviously, Hamza has that advantage, so he boxed him at the length, and it was Adames trying to get in, but with his jab he kept him away. There was little bits where Adames got in, but then he sort of read it and adjusted it, and Sheeraz didn't change.
Again, enough. I think if you've got,
and then obviously if his hand's gone, he's lost a big weapon, hasn't he? And I think that's basically. Because the first two rounds, you thought, he's going to get more confident and carry on going.
Yeah.
And it sorted like after about the third round, started catching up, even though he was better than that 1/4. I think he kept him there because he still jabbed it away. But, and then Adames slowly just took it away, I think, and then just went his experience. I think there's one or two rounds where Sheeraz has got it back.
Don't get me, I mean, Sheeraz did win some rounds, but. I mean, the judges' scorecards were 115, 114 to Hamza Sheeraz.
Yeah.
118, 110 to Carlos Adames.
Yeah, which is just...
114, 114.
Yeah. So
now, I've repeatedly said, scoring subjective, but how can three judges score it so differently?
Because it wasn't one of those, it wasn't that tricky to actually score. Because there was a momentum shift. You had Sheeraz doing it first. I think, I gave him the first 3 rounds.
I mean,
I think the fourth, it started flipping. And then it was basically Adames. And I think there was 1 or 2 of the rounds where Sheeraz got in. So I had it I
had it 8-4 to Carlos Adames.
I had it 8-4. 8-4, or you could have it you could knock around up either way. But I think we're obviously Sheeraz fans. So 8-4 is
8-4.
We'll peak in the
but to be fair, like I said, halfway through, I'm thinking, Sheeraz is froze. He's not throwing enough punches. Now I know why. Obviously, with the handbrake. Look, you can't make excuses. He hasn't made excuses. I think he knows he's a lucky boy to get a draw. But I tell you what, he's going to have to learn, and hopefully he has learned, that welcome to the world level, son.
I think that was the biggest difference that I looked at and thought, he's fought people where he's levels above them, and now he's fought somebody who's level. Because the world level, they adjust. Because he started and looked like, he's going to do what he does.
No, it started. Carlos Adames, I don't think he was struggling with Hamza Sheeraz's height and reach. But then once he got round that, he'd worked it out. Now that's where Hamza Sheeraz has to go.
He had to adjust.
So what are you going to do if I come into mid-range? What are you going to do if I fight on the inside? No, obviously...
He tried fighting on the inside, but I think Adames was better.
It's hard to do, obviously, like I say, I keep mentioning it, the broken hand.
What did he break, his right hand? Or?
I'm not too sure. I've just heard just before I got here that he'd broken his hand. I think he's going to be upset, Hamza Sheeraz. Good. But don't sulk. Get your hand healed, whatever. Get back in the gym.
It's like we've just said with Virgil Ortiz, you got to learn. Yeah. If it's a tough fight, learn. I mean, the AI had it 115, 113.
For Adames. Yeah. Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Because I think there's quite a lot of stat for Sheeraz threw quite a lot of punches and landed quite a lot of punches.
Yeah. But no, Carlos Adames was the winner.
Yeah. I would say, yeah. You can do 7-5 or 8-4. Either of them is that. And I mean, being Sheeraz fans, I'm on the side. But like, yeah, I did about.
I think there's going to be a rematch. Will there be a rematch? Will there be a rematch?
Well, the problem with that is, I think then Adames has now worked out his time. Sheeraz is the one who would have to improve more because I think Adames would start faster, and he's got his he's got his idea now. He's got his tactics. I think Sheeraz would have to bring something else because he's the one who didn't adjust in it. And whether that's behind, but you've got to deal with these adversities in boxing.
It's one of them things.
It's a good experience for him.
Do you go, right?
I think the draw's given him a reprieve.
Jump in with the rematch, or if you're Frank Warren, do you go, you need a few more fights before you're at that level?
I think, yeah. But he needs fights at sort of close to that level.
Yeah, but because I think it's a massive jump from...
He's not ready to fight Alam Hamouli, yeah.
No, take care of him quite easy. Yeah. No, but he's had a big jump, to be fair to him.
Yeah. And if you count that in, he's done a good performance.
Yeah.
Because I think 115, 113 against
Is
Adames.
he capable?
And Adames is probably better than what we give him credit for.
Oh, God, yeah. He's a lot better.
We played him down a little bit.
No, I don't think we did. I think we just thought... I think we were on the hype train of Adames.
Of Sheeraz.
Of Sheeraz. I think we were on the hype train.
What did we have, actually? Because we had Sheeraz to win by KO.
Yeah, I mean, I picked the fourth round. You picked the seventh.
Yeah, so we were wrong. We'll hold our hands up.
Well wrong on
yes,
that
Carlos Adames, you are way better than what we thought.
I think a lot of people had Sheeraz as favourite, but a lot of people who are in the know were going, this Adames is tricky customer.
Well, I think we gave him credit, to be fair, like you said, but I think we were on the Sheeraz hype train. And maybe a bit we wanted him to get.
If he fought again, do you think Sheeraz could beat him? Yeah, I do.
Sheeraz has to improve. I think Adames is, because Adames is going to know his timing now, but I think Sheeraz can.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, like you said, doesn't sulk, if it's more like, okay, like reacts like
if
Ortiz.
If he goes, look, I broke my hand,
like Ortiz,
I couldn't do what I needed to do.
Yeah, I'm limited in my tool set.
I know what I can do. Then I get that.
And learn. He's also faced him now. So if you get you realise what works, what didn't, and what do you need to improve, and he needs to be able to adjust in fight.
But is Adames going to wait around for him, or I don't think he is.
Adames doesn't need to fight him again.
No, he can.
Sheeraz probably does need to fight him again. But I think
the thing is, because we know Carlos Adames won.
Yeah.
So poor judging.
Yeah, I can see why, but that's a bit. Even being Sheeraz fans, I think that's a little bit.
Uncle Frank, did you pay them? That was a joke, by the way, just in case, because Uncle Frank likes a lawsuit, doesn't he?
Yeah,
I've got no money.
We take no responsibility for that.
I've got no money, Uncle Frank.
The opinions of our guests are all personal opinions. Do not hold them to the podcast. Disclaimer in there, right?
It'd be interesting actually to hear what Frank Warren says, because I haven't heard from him about the fight yet.
So we was listening to the ones.
So it'd be interesting to see what he says. Is he going to do his usual? Oh, it's a robbery. Sheeraz won. I don't think he will on this one for some reason. But
no, because it was a robbery, but not against Sheeraz.
So it'd be interesting to see. But I hope he recovers quickly. Sheeraz, anyway, well done, Carlos Adames.
No, you could.
Sorry,
Carlos
we didn't.
Adames is, he performed.
You are a lot better than I thought.
Yeah,
you were, to be fair to. So well done.
Yeah, and the thing I'd be is this Janibek, this Adames, and Erislandi Lara. I think Sheeraz needs to do a bit to get to all of their level.
Yeah,
I think there's a little bit.
Problem with people
He
say
can, but I
people
think
say,
he
"Oh,
needs to do that.
Laura's 41," but Laura's a tricky bastard. He really, really is. He's
Well, there's a difference. They're not world champion. None of these are world champion for no reason. They're experienced
Laura's,
professionals.
like I say, he's a tricky.
Because we would have said Adamas is the weakest, and of them, and yeah, he was. he was
Carlos, damn it, he could go try and unify the division. I'd like to see that.
Well, I think Janibek's got another fight coming up, and then now I think there was plans for if Sheeraz got through this that Janibek was on the cards. So I presume
I would keep Hamza Sheeraz well away.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him to Janibek. I think that's quite an easy payday for Janibek.
Although
at this moment in time,
no, do you know what? Janibek might suit Sheeraz better than Adamas. You know how they say styles make fights?
Yeah.
I think Janibek, I don't know. I'll have to have a little think.
Stylistically, but I think also Sheeraz suits him because I think out of all of them, Janibek's the best. And that's saying something because I think Lara and Adamas are...
No, Janibek, I'd say,
Adamas
is the best.
was the one I had on my list as less, but probably because I was underplaying a bit. I haven't seen that much of him. I've seen bits and pieces. And I think, he's better than the... Lara we know is, he's old, but...
Tricky.
He's
every
always been a
trick in the
tricky,
book.
hard fight, so he's always difficult.
Yeah, he's a bloody nightmare.
But I think Janibek is the one there with everything. I think he's got the boxing skill, the power, and he's got an upcoming fight. Actually, we'll do a video on. I've forgotten who's against in a little bit. But yeah, I think that Adamas versus them. I think Janibek wants to unify everything, so...
Get it done. We want to see them unified champions.
And Sheeraz, I think it's, get yourself better. Learn from it. Don't sulk on it. And I think you've got the potential. You can see the potential's there. But you've got a bit of learning to do.
Yeah.
A bit of experience to gain. But yeah, good fight. And the scoring on that was just like, let's said the better. It's not... It doesn't do any justice to score. The worst part of that was just the scoring. Okie dokie. But yeah, let us know your thoughts, what you thought of it. What do you think the scoring was out? Or was that accurate? And, Frank, we didn't really say anything. So, next one was one of the two fights that got changed. So actually it was supposed to be Shakur Stevenson versus Schofield, but it was Shakur Stevenson versus Josh Padley. So first of all, much kudos to Josh Padley for dropping his tools and getting over to Riyadh and taking the fight on very, very short notice.
Schofield, he got poisoned by a lot of different people, and he was rushed to hospital. He was dying at one point, and shut up, you melt.
Yeah.
Honest to God.
For that one, we're not putting a disclaimer. So
get a grip, man. Get a grip.
Yeah. I think, less said the better about that,
yeah.
man. I think, so from our point of view, I think
because he was like as well, he was saying like Shakur Stevenson, like, broke into his apartment and stole his passport.
Like Shakur Stevenson hasn't got better things to do.
Schofield, just very quickly, mate, you have done yourself no favours, young man. You really, really haven't done yourself any favours. So, I think that's your Riyadh season over, possibly. As for the main fight, Josh Padley, well done for stepping in. It shows. And
well, our thoughts, I think we had a little quick chat about it. We thought, for the fight we're going to do after this, obviously Parker Bakole stepped in. We thought Bakole's one was going to be more, and I think Padley was the one we were less, and I think it was the other way around. I think Padley gave himself a heck of a lot of credit.
Yeah, Padley, he's got the fight because he beat...
Because this was for the WBC lightweight
title,
so you're facing a real
Padley beat...
elite fighter.
Padley beat Chamberlain, who was Turki Al-Sheikh's favourite boxer.
And a very good boxer, yeah.
Look, Shakur Stevenson... 3-weight world champion, talented beyond belief. And I mean that. Padley, game, brave, gave everything at such short notice against a proper elite fighter.
Who wasn't injured, who wasn't thinking, who was performing at top level. Whereas, I think Stevens had some where he's been not there, he was there, and Padley gave him a hell of a go. So I think it's much credit to Padley.
Stevenson never...
He made it a fight.
He made it a fight. He had to go every time he got caught and looked like he was going to go out. He'd come back and battered him. Stevenson, you're a little snake for hitting him when he was on a knee. And you did that on purpose. Don't say you didn't. It was a good stoppage in the end, I think. I think Padley would have gone all night, to be honest.
Yeah.
He really, really would have.
Well, no, I think at that point, with the 3 and the body shots, we know they're painful, isn't it? Like, if body shots take down Zhang, you know they're painful. I think it was good. It was a good...
Yeah.
Disappointing, but I think it was a good stoppage from the corner.
Stevenson's one of them where, again, I've said it before, you put the best in front of him, you'll see how good this kid really is.
Yeah.
You saw glimpses. I still think he lacks a bit of power.
Yeah.
I still think...
I think he hasn't got the one-punch power of like a Tank Davis.
It's one of them, no. I mean,
but I think he can accumulate it up.
Yeah,
like in
this. I mean, the commentary team was saying it. It's one of them, you expect him to go in there and just take Padley out. But then on the other side, you go and look, this lad stepped in, he saved the fight card. Let's give him a few rounds. I mean... But Padley was game anyway. I think even if Padley had a 5-month training camp, he'd have performed a little bit better. I actually gave Padley 2 rounds.
No, I had all the rounds, Mr. Shakur.
But I gave
But I think
Padley
if you're watching it, like, yeah, I think there's rounds you could give to Padley just for the fact that
work rate.
Yeah,
his work rate.
Yeah. You got to remember as well, Shakur's like of all the boxers in the world, if you do like the stats, he's got one of the best defenses.
I
think the amount of punches he absorbs is like the lowest of anybody, including all like Bivol and Co and people like that.
And I think all we want to see next is Tank in it. Shakur Tank. I think it's just got to be made. Let's see how good you two really are. Getting
in their weight, you got the ultimate puncher against probably the best defensive boxer, best boxer.
He's so quick as
well,
well,
old man is
isn't he?
retired, so I won't mention his name. But like out of them two,
I mean Shakur is so quick as well.
Skill level is if he had that pop, I think I agree with you. I think he hasn't got that pop in his punches like a Tank. He, not even as much as a Tank. Tanks is like extreme, but like Keyshawn or somebody even has got that pop, isn't it? If he had that pop, I think he is arguably the king of that division. But yeah, I think Tank versus him is the fight that has to be made in that
As
division.
for Padley, mate, you've...
credit. But I don't see any downside. I think good luck to him.
You fought a pound-for-pound great at a few days' notice.
Yeah, less than a week's notice.
You've had a really good payday. You're going to be invited back. Your game. That was your first defeat. You can clean up British, European level, carry on working your way. You could become a mandatory again, mate.
Yeah.
Fair duty is so brave and well done.
And thank you for keeping the fight.
Yeah. And
much thanks for keeping the fight there.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Fair dues to you. And Stevenson...
I have nothing but good to
say.
say.
He should have showed you a little bit more respect, I think.
Considering he saved your fight and saved the thing, I think...
Now, Stevenson, I like you, but don't start getting extremely cocky where I have to start disliking you.
Because we are fans of his. His skills should do the talking. Don't do...
he's for a boxing purist, he's absolute superb.
Really don't do the snidey things. I mean, talking-wise, he's quite good. He's quite respectful and stuff. So, don't go into the sillinesses. And I think, have respect for the opponent because they've saved the fight. So, and the opponent made it a fight. He was really game, which is fantastic for the viewers because that's what you want. It's the entertainment part. So, much love to Josh Padley. We wish you all the best and hope you get more good fights. And Shakur Tank is the obvious thing there.
Just fight Tank next. That's it.
And from that epic one. This, for me, was the disappointing one of the night. So the other fight that got changed because Daniel Dubious went missing in action.
I like it.
First of all, we have some thoughts on Mr. Dubious. What are your thoughts on this one? Because we've got the thoughts on Schofield. All right, well, I'll finish this. Oh, so Joseph Parker versus Martin Bakole.
I mean, at least...
So thank you again to Bakole for stepping in and saving the fight.
At least Dubois hasn't come out and said he's been poisoned.
Yeah. I think Schofield's antics were worse. And I think they did try and keep the fight going. It's called on doctors, isn't it? So
I mean, the thing is if the
that can happen.
If you're being assessed by the doctors, the British Boxing Board of Control are not going to let you fight.
Yeah. I think it's more them calling it off. It's not the people themselves calling it off. I think it's more the doctors have called it off. So from what we know at the moment... I'm no Dubois fan, but it's a well title fight. You don't want to see him fight where he's way under, and then it's a pointless fight.
Because then all you're going to hear for the next 6 months is, I wasn't well. I can't be bothered hearing that, so shut up. And,
all right, we won't give him down. So, so Martin Bakole stepped in, so thank you to
If
Martin
you are
Bakole.
ill, fast recovery.
We wish you the best and we want to see that fight.
I don't think you should be fighting Usyk next. I think you should still be fighting Parker next. And if you do fight Usyk next, I hope you get battered because you don't deserve to fight him next. You need to be giving Parker his shot.
Parker deserves the fight.
So,
especially on the result of this fight.
Yeah.
So Martin Bakole stepped in. Thank you to Martin Bakole. I think he had, 2 days? He had even less than Mr. Padley. Now, this one, right, and we were watching a fight. Like I said, we weren't watching together. The biggest call we had in it, this was a Jake moment, a Jake Tyson moment going on in this fight. Do you think that could be the case? Because first of all, did you see the punch that, because we were sat there watching it, and there's a few of us, and it was with the kids as well. We were watching it, and we don't know what happened when he went down, because there was
have you watched it in slow-mo?
I've watched...
He catched him right on the top of the head at full force.
Okay, I haven't seen...
And it had knocked out anyone.
Okay.
Because it's landed, honest to God, right on the top of his
Because when you see it
Swede.
in real time, it looks like he missed. Because obviously his arms carried on going.
Yeah.
I mean, he's put a load of power into it.
It's caught him right on the top of the Swede.
Okay.
It had knocked out anyone. Seriously.
It had knocked out an elephant and it did. So,
it was...
all right, we'll call off that Jake.
What's happened there is
moment.
it's just totally smashed his equilibrium to pieces, and that's why he's gone.
So good stoppage from the ref then, I think, you know.
Right.
I think, do you think if he had a full camp and he had time to pray, the referee would allow that to carry on?
Right, first of all, he has arrived at Saudi from the Congo.
So
2
just
flights.
clear it up. Yeah, it's not like...
2 flights.
He only had 2 days' notice anyway, and he's arrived about a day before, didn't it? Or on
I
the
don't
day.
even think it's a day before
Yeah,
the
okay.
day. He's arrived at 2 o'clock in the morning from 2 flights. Judging by the size of him, had not been in the gym.
Yeah, we did have that.
I don't think the fight should have happened.
Yeah, no, if he hadn't been prepared. Because
Look, Martin Bakole, he had a fight already planned, IBF Eliminator, is it, with Times Square or something, which was a massive payday for him. That's cancelled now because he's took this. I get it, he's jumped in, brave, but he shouldn't have took it. Really shouldn't have took it. And I'm glad it was over quickly. I'm glad the corner stepped in and stopped it. Because
that was my point. I think the corner... I think even him, because he was smiling at the end and you're thinking... He's just done his
Look,
payday.
he's a happy
there.
boy. He's come over to Riyadh. He's going to have got paid well. The likelihood is he hasn't got a clue what's bloody happened. Because, like I say, he's landed in Riyadh. He's got Daniel Dubois' bloody boxing gloves on, for God's sake. He's landed in Riyadh.
Oh, no wonder. Dubious gloves on. No wonder
2
that's
o'clock in
happened.
the morning, jet lagged, straight to bed. Woke up in the morning, having check weights, health checks, going through all the thing. Then have to do press conferences, blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah. No, I don't think the fight should have happened. Glad it happened. It was over quite quickly and no one's got hurt. Bakole's a lovable character. Yeah, it's is it a different story? You'll never know. What I was amazed by is how big Joseph Parker's gone.
Yeah, well, you know what we said about size
Wow.
of Bakole? We expected to. I thought Bakole would be more towering over him, especially because like he looked heavier than normal. And Parker looked huge.
Shoulders, arms, his thighs.
I think that version of Parker smashes Dubious.
Well, and
I'm going to call him Dubious till the fight happens.
I weighed up for Parker, to take the Bakole fight, because let's not forget, as everyone says, Bakole's the most avoided heavyweight on the planet. He took that fight with a smile on his face. He was, the reaction from him that Bakole had taken the fight was, yeah, fantastic. I don't think anyone was beating Parker. Really don't.
Yeah.
So that night, I don't care who you put in front of Parker. I don't think he was going to be denied.
Yeah. I think he was. Yeah. I think he was ready for the Dubious fight and had to step in. So I think
Parker deserves to have the Dubois fight next. They're already talking, Dubois is going to fight Usyk. That shouldn't be allowed. I'm sorry.
I don't think Dubious has earned this go against Usyk yet. I think Dubious should be the contender.
Yeah.
Should be the contender, and then they get to go.
Right. Parker,
Usyk said because obviously he wants the belt. I don't think it's more about Dubois. I think it's just about the belt.
Parker hasn't wasted loads of energy there. Yes, he's been in a training camp, but he's done 2 rounds. He only needs a week or 2 off, and he's back in the gym. So he can make that Dubois fight in a couple of months.
Yeah. Which is probably Dubois is going to take longer to recover than Parker if he's had whatever issue he's got.
Sniffly cold or
yeah, he's going to take longer to recover than Parker from that fight.
I just don't think it's fair on Joseph Parker that Dubois gets to fight Usyk.
Yeah.
Why not Parker fight Usyk?
Yeah.
He deserves it more.
I think it should be the Dubois versus Parker.
I think
the winner.
I think they should strip Daniel Dubois
and give it to Parker. And no, make a fight for Parker to
Parker Kabayel fight for the IBF
who gets
belt.
the belt and then fight Usyk in it. Yeah.
I don't agree with Turkey Al Sheikh saying that Dubois or Usyk next. I really, really don't agree with you there. Out of all the decisions you made, that's the worst one. Don't even think about doing it, or I will lose faith in you.
But they want to make the events, isn't it? And obviously they want.
I think
Usyk wants to go back to Undisputed, and I think then he retires.
Ask the public. Does Joseph Parker deserve to fight?
Yeah, let us know in
Daniel
the comments.
Dubois before Dubois fights Usyk.
Further, I think Parker deserves it now on his performances to fight for a belt more than because Dubois was really giving it. And then let's be fair, Dubois had some good performances as well. I think Parker's outstrip him a little bit.
Yeah, just make the fight, make Parker Dubois.
To be fair, I think Kabayel's in that mix as well.
Yeah, Kabayel as well. Frank Warren promotes both Dubois and Parker. So Uncle Frank, sort it out and get that fight remade, get it rescheduled as soon as possible.
And then the winner of that deserves to fight Usyk.
Yeah, then he can go and fight Usyk.
Yeah.
But until then, don't you dare take Parker's chance away.
Yeah.
But
after them too, I think Kabayel's the next.
Bakole, no, look,
he's got reset. I think you're right. Fair play to him. Stepped in, saved the event. Yeah, I don't think he was in shape. I don't think he's been in camp. So no, I think he's still in there. But I think he's obviously he's got a payday. But I think he's injured his career a little bit, but not that much in the fact that he's saved it. But yeah. I think there's still a good fighter in there, and I still think he's there, but I think he's just gone further down the queue a bit. But there are other people coming up, so there's fights there for him. There's Wardley, there's Teramoana, there's Itoma.
No.
No, they're not ready yet, but I mean, in the queue of things, there's fighters coming up. At some point, they've got to fight to like a Bakole to get onto the ladder of the top people. But I think they're way behind the three that we mentioned.
Yeah.
Go on. What are you going to say?
No, I've changed my mind already.
Okay. No, I wasn't saying that they're there. I think they're on the coming up, isn't it? And I think that the contenders now in the top part are basically the three we mentioned: Dubois, Parker, and Kabayel. Zhang was there, but I think on that he's gone down the list. Fury's retired. Joshua, we don't know what's going to do, but there's people there. I think Wardley is one on the way up. I think, and then the ones behind Wardley are Atoma and Terramano's even behind that. I think.
Yeah, he is. Fighting in a couple of weeks anyway. Terramano. Be interesting to see who they put Moses Tomu in with next. I've heard no rumours yet, so it's interesting.
I wouldn't go against one of them, although I think he has the potential to be there. I think it's like we said with Sheeraz, it's experience. You need to go around a bit.
Moses Tuma should fight Kubat Pulev for the WBA regular belt.
Yeah. That's more a good fight.
A good fight. That's a banging fight.
Yeah.
I should be a promoter.
You should say you're wasted.
Yeah.
Well, you're not wasting
if
the
I
podcast
had
because we are
50 billion, I'd make great fights.
But yeah, I think Atoma should go. All of those should be in other places.
Anyway,
I think Wardley's got fights to make.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we Parker, well done, young man.
Yeah, you deserve your chance against Dubois. I think that fight has to be made, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know what you think about that. Did you want to see him fight there? Where do you think he should be? And then we get to the main event. Artur Beterbiev defending his undisputed titles against Dmitry Bivol.
Unsuccessfully.
Yeah. I think there was a bit of... how do we put it? It's not a correction because I think Bivol was there in the first one. Redemption, yeah. I think Dmitry Bivol got the last crescendo, got to the peak of his...
Oh, yes.
I was reading a lot of things on this. Oh, Beterbiev got robbed and thingied. So...
No, he didn't.
No, I think... Right, what did we have as scorecards? Let's go to our scorecards. A draw, 116, 112, and 115, 113 for
116, 112, I had it.
Okay. I had it 115, 113. Basically, because I gave the last round to Beterbiev, but you could have given the last round to Bivol as well. If you give the last round to Bivol, it's 116, 112, isn't it? That's correct. Because basically the last four rounds, I gave to... I gave 4 rounds to Bivol. I think that would have been the last 5 rounds to Bivol. Because I had it basically at 6, I had it even. Or was it
Bivol,
8? No, 8 rounds I had it 4-4.
No, Bivol won the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And then Beterbiev ploughed through.
Yeah.
And won 5, 6, 7. Sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Quite convincingly. And then Bivol come out 8, 9, 10, 11 and put on a masterclass of movement, speed, how to fight in and out, how to fight on the back foot but then go on the front foot, how to pivot when on the ropes. Absolute genius.
Yeah.
What a fight.
Yeah, and that's what I... the thing is...
You didn't need a referee.
No.
I think that's like 24 rounds. You haven't needed a referee. He hasn't had to break them up.
Has not to do anything.
These two are so evenly matched. It's ridiculous.
Well, the thing is this. I think I did like the better boxer in pure boxing skill is Bivol. But
massively.
But the power, the endurance... I think both of them got great endurance is equal, but the power...
No, it's not.
And the...
It's not endurance, it's the pressure.
Yeah, the pressure is the word I was looking for. The pressure and the power, Beterbiev is just, like, ridiculous. Yeah. But the movement, the foot movement and what's the best way of putting it? The accuracy of his punches.
Just unreal.
Is unreal. Because... Beterbiev threw a lot of punches, but they were he took them on the gloves and the things. And
Bivol's defense was fantastic.
Yeah. And Bivol, even though Beterbiev, I would say Beterbiev's defense in this was better. Bivol still managed to hit him clean.
It
and
was
the
a
clean
better
punching
fight.
is ridiculous. Yeah, I think
It was a better
step up.
fight because Bivol even traded with him at times and was coming off better.
I think this is I think both of them were better. I think Beterbiev's mistake in the first one is he started slowly. In this one, he started from the first round. Bivol was just better. The first 3 rounds I gave to Bivol. Then the next 4 I gave
Like
to...
I say, yeah. But I mean, Beterbiev in rounds 4 or 5.
Round 8, I had it 4-4.
Yeah.
And then basically Bivol took over. And then the last round I gave to Beterbiev.
I was worried.
But you could give all of them to Bivol.
I was worried for Bivol in rounds 6 and 7 because of 4.
I thought he was going to get out of there.
I was like,
I thought
Beterbiev.
my prediction's going to come
I
correct.
thought Beterbiev's just steamrolling you here, and you haven't got an answer for him. And then he come out in the 8th, boom, changed.
I had the theory on it. Do you think... Because one of the mistakes Bivol made in the first one is he basically gassed by about the 7th or 8th, didn't he? Then, because Beterbiev only caught him up. Like, in the first fight, I had by 7 rounds, it was 5-2 to Bivol. And then Beterbiev took, a fair few of the rounds. Bivol still got 1 or 2 of them, but I think Beterbiev stole basically all the rounds at the end, but not stealing. He earned them.
He stole them.
Yeah. But his tactics and his thing was better, and he didn't gas as much. In this one, I had it 4-4 at 8, and then I think Bivol did it. And do you think, so my question coming back to it was, do you think he took some of those rounds, eased off a little bit, moved around a bit to keep himself for the last rounds? So basically he wins? Or do you think it was Beterbiev's... I mean, yeah, it was obviously Beterbiev's pressure as well.
No, right.
Break it down for me. What do you think on that?
I think Bivol wanted to come out fast. And that's why he won the first 3 rounds.
Beterbiev was faster as well.
Yeah, but I think Bivol wanted to bank them.
Yeah.
And then Bivol...
Well, it's what he did in the first fight. He banked them as well, isn't it?
So then Bivol, I think, has gone, right, he's going to keep this pressure up. As long as I stay with him...
Yeah.
And I'm in the fight, as long as I'm not getting hurt...
Not getting knocked out.
He can have them.
Yeah.
As long as I'm competitive... Let him keep pressuring me. Mm-hmm. I can conserve some energy. Because Beterbiev was tired too. I know he was tired.
Bivol said in a thing,
yeah.
He goes, I was getting there, but I looked across and thought, he's tired as well. I saw but he is as well.
I can see Bivol then go, if I can sneak 1 or 2 rounds in that middle section, great. But I am going to come out 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Into the championship bits go.
And I'm going to turn this fight round. But he needed them first couple of rounds as bankers.
Well, he did what he did in the first one, innit? Because in the first one, like I said, I had him... He won most of the first few rounds. And it was about round, 6 was even, and 7...
No. Because he didn't do...
But basically,
but Beterbiev come out fast.
Yeah, in this one, Beterbiev come fast.
But Bivol went, no, I'm going to go even faster. Because I need these few rounds.
In the first fight, I think Beterbiev started slower. Because if you look at the punch outputs in them, I mean, he tried, but he couldn't really hit him, and Bivol was right on it. In this one, Bivol did the same. He banked, like you said, he banked those rounds, the first 3, and then eased off a little bit. Whether he's eased off or Beterbiev's got better. In the other one, Bivol still kept going and was good until Beterbiev came on in the latter rounds. In this one, Beterbiev came on earlier, because I think that was their tactic, thinking... He's going to gas, we'll take all of these. And then Bivol came back, isn't it? Which is...
Bivol played an absolute masterpiece.
Blinder. I think he was more confident in this. I think he thought, I've got this guy's number. I know how to play it.
No, do you know what it was? I think from the first fight, which I believe he won, so...
Well, we had that 7-5 as well, didn't
we? Yeah, I think he's gone. Because as soon as that fight finished, he went... I wasn't happy with my performance. I think he's known all along. I know how to beat him. I just didn't do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's done I banked the rounds. All right, let's see what he can do. I'll let him wear himself out a bit. But as long as, like you said, as long as I'm in it.
Still there.
And then I'm going to bank the rounds afterwards. And then just went for it. And the 12th, I think, he was down. But I think by the 12th, he knew he'd won. Yeah. He had his 3 rounds ahead. I had him, isn't it? And then 12th, you can score either way.
I'm going to say this, and this is coming from the biggest fan of all time of him ever. And this is the highest praise I can give Bivol. I think he beats Joe Calzaghe.
Oh, wait a minute. Sam, can you just say that again,
Seriously.
please?
His movement is just it's absolutely on point.
Yeah. Because I would say in this, I think Beterbiev fixed the things that he did wrong in the first one. The thing he did wrong in the first one, Beterbiev, was he started slowly.
Yeah.
He allowed Bivol to take the rounds. Then he got into it. And then it's Bivol's gassing that allowed him to take it. But we had both Bivol winning the first one.
I mean, Bivol looked like he was on skates at times. He was just moving that beautifully.
Where he ducked under and turned around
That's
and
what
was
I mean.
on the
It
other
was
side.
just,
It was like, you were like, wait a minute, is this boxing or ballet?
It was
so
a ballet.
beautiful.
It was like a dance, and it was perfect. And it targeted the body,
He did it
bring
about
it
3
back
or 4
up.
times.
His combinations were fantastic. His defense, he's just like, if Beterbiev comes to the body, it just pushes his hand away, but his guard was back up, and then bam, 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 footwork in and out, keep moving, but take centre of the ring. If he got pushed back on the ropes, turn him back around, get back into the centre of the ring. It was absolute poetry. I don't believe Beterbiev won. I don't believe that judge who had it 114 again. Come on, mate.
That's ridiculous score. Yeah.
Yes, Beterbiev won rounds. He did. Like I say, I gave him
I think Beterbiev was better than the first fight.
4, 5, 6, 7. I was having a panic attack.
I thought by then he was getting...
Eddie Hearn looked like he was having a heart attack in round 5, 6 and 7. Yes, Beterbiev was better, but Bivol was just a level above. And in the third fight, I don't think Beterbiev can be any better.
No.
And I think we said this before this is, can Beterbiev be any better? Because I know Bivol can be better.
Well, should I give you some stats? The thing is, like, so in the first fight, you had Beterbiev. Well, we had Bivol winning, but Beterbiev landed 137 punches, so 47 jabs and 90 power punches. In the second fight, he's landed 121 punches and 43 jabs and 78 power punches. So even though I think Beterbiev got better, Bivol got better, because if I give you Bivol's 142 punches in the first one, 58 jabs, 84 power punches. In this one, it's 170 punches, 85 jabs, and 85 power punches.
Because
he's improved in everything.
No, because that's what he said he had to do. Just throw more punches.
He's basically...
and he can't do it for a full 12 rounds. You can't. Not when... Because
even Beterbiev's, if you look, obviously he's going to slow down.
It's not just about...
His body punches increased.
Yeah,
in this
it's not
one,
about the stamina. It's about switching off mentally.
Yeah.
They had to take a break mentally because it was such a mentally draining fight.
Oh, the pressure in it is ridiculous. So
the breaks I think they were having where I just need to rest my brain for just a couple of seconds.
It was just a pause.
Right, okay, now let's get back to it.
Well, the thing was the cleverness on Bivol's part. Like you said, some of the movement and things was ridiculous. Like, for the level of fighter. And I don't think it's any disrespect. I mean, we not being disrespectful. I think Beterbiev was better in the second. The second fight on every level was better than the first. But clearer winner was Bivol.
Oh, much clearer.
The first fight, I was like 7-5 for Bivol, but like I could see 6-6. So
right, no, again, the first fight...
It depends how you judge.
The first
but
fight,
I didn't see Beterbiev winning.
The first fight, I had Bivol winning, but you couldn't argue with Beterbiev winning. There was no argument in this one.
Well, you can see people judge it, but like realistically, if you drew it neutrally, it was either 6-6 or 7-5 Bivol. So a draw would have been a good result. And in this one, I think there's no argument on that.
There is no argument. Bivol won
clearly, and it was a wider margin than the first fight. And the AI had it. I think theirs at 116, 112.
Yeah.
I think if you look at the one I use, it's like 115, 13. Is their prediction based on how people judge? But their actual prediction on rounds is the same, 8-4.
Yeah, I had 8-4, so...
I had the 7-5 only because I give the 12th round to Beterbiev. But I was 3 rounds ahead on 11.
And I was made up for Bivol.
Yeah.
He
deserves it.
He looked relieved when they called out his name. When they called out 114, I was like...
face?
What are you doing to me? But he looked relieved.
That scorecard was ridiculous.
These two are just class, aren't they?
This pressure, but yeah, both of them are fantastic. They're head and shoulders above everybody else in light heavyweights. All right, you can throw Benavidez into that mix, but I think...
No, you can't.
he
sorry.
hasn't done anything
You
to get to that.
cannot put
he hasn't
Beterbiev
done anything to
anywhere
get to that
near
level.
them two.
Yeah.
Do not put them.
He hasn't fought anybody or done anything at the level of
Don't
these two.
mention him in the same breath as them two.
They are the two top of the...
Do they do it for the third time? Well, it's 1-1 in it.
So it has to be done. Get to what again. But I, again, don't see... I think Bivol just gets better. Because I think he'll have more confidence now of doing it. Beterbiev, the problem is if you get caught by Beterbiev, you are. It's the same 12
not up
hours
to
you're
them.
going to
It's not up to them.
Yeah, that's why I think it will happen.
It's not up to them. Look, Beterbiev won the first time and then had to prove that he was the best by doing it a second time. Bivol's won the second time. Now he's got to prove he is the best by doing it again.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's really a fight for either of them, other than that.
But
There's contenders.
But Bivol was saying, I could move up to cruiserweight.
Yeah. So could Beterbiev, to be fair. So there's things that happen at cruiserweight. Yeah, I think they got to finish this, basically, isn't it?
Do you know what?
Unless
they are the perfect dance partners for each other.
Yeah. Well, it's the perfect fight between the puncher and the boxer.
But Beterbiev's more than just a puncher.
Yeah.
He is.
Well, I think if it was just a puncher, Bivol destroys him.
My only thing is Beterbiev's 40.
Yeah, he's getting older, and I don't think he's going to get better.
I mean, a lot of people were saying he was getting better, but there comes a time when...
Yeah, most of that comes from his camp.
Yeah.
And, he is improving. Where he gets better, I think, is improving on... He's, like we said with Ortiz, every fight they do, he adjusts something, they learn from it. And I think, because he's got a fantastic coach, he's got a fantastic team, and he's that kind of person where he wants to, like he said, at some point I want to be a really good boxer. The problem he's got is the person he's fighting is the pinnacle of that level you want to learn from. Bivol. But Bivol's still in his prime, and I think he's getting better. And I think Beterbiev's reached his prime, and he's on the other side. He ain't going to keep getting better. He can learn tactics and fix, but he's fixed his problems from the first fight, and Bivol just raised the level.
Yeah, I think Bivol will do it again.
Yeah, because I think now he's going to have more confidence in himself. And wait a minute, this guy who knocks everybody out, I've done 24 rounds.
Bivol's a bit like Lomachenko and Usyk.
Yeah.
He absorbs everything and he'll get better with each fight.
Yeah.
He has against the same person.
I think Beterbiev does as well. But I think Beterbiev's, it's the age thing.
I like the fact that it's little things with Bivol, like he had the guy in the corner between rounds, massaging the leg, getting the shoulders going.
That's old Soviet amateur tactic, isn't it? They used to do that in those because they move.
To add that to his team, to go, right, I need to work on that because my legs...
Because I'm going to have to move, so I need to be tip-top.
My legs weren't... They stopped working last time, so, okay, right, well, let's bring this in. He has made the little adjustments.
Well, he thanked all his team in his thing. I think tactically, they were spot on.
It was brilliant.
I think both of them were tactically spot on. It's just Bivol's plan worked better. I think both of them improved, and it's not that often you see a rematch better than the first. I think both of them, credit to both of them, they improved it, and much credit to Bivol because he improved that much more and deserved to win. I don't see this argument of robbery for Betty. Shut up. You just don't know what you're talking about. And there's a lot of these the pundits. What the hell they were on, I don't know. I've seen a few of them and they're like, oh yeah, it was a draw. Is a thing. I don't know what they were watching. Maybe they didn't see right. Maybe they didn't on things. So no, it was not a draw. It's not a close fight. It's not as close as the first. It was a clear win for the person.
And well done to him. And
much deserved.
I think we might see a third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is this, if you're Artur Beterbiev, what do? You're either going to retire because of age and you don't need to do it, or you fight Bivol again because it's 1-1 and you have the contest. He sort of said it because he went up and went, it's 1-1, isn't it? Pointing at it.
No, he was pointing at him, basically saying, I'm not shaking your hand till the third fight.
Yeah, go for the fight, yeah. Because he shook it after the fight when they didn't know the score, and then he went and, because Bivol went to shake his hand and then he said no, isn't it? And went off.
We'll do it after the third fight. So let's see. Sure, Turkey al-Sheikl.
There's no the fight to be made there, is it really? It's obvious. Really. It's not like it's not rocket science. So.
But do it quick. I mean, I say do it quickly.
I think both of them need time to rest up. I think it's going to be about 5 or 6
undisputed thing. I do. But there's other lads out there that deserve title shots.
Yeah.
So having this undisputed thing is great, but it's tying the belts up for 18 months, 2 years. And
well, I think that this one they turned around, in about 130. I think the next one is going to be a bit longer.
Yeah.
But I suspect if they could do it now. Where are we now? They could do it in about October time.
Yeah, I think you've got to do it, and then we can.
Then next year you can get like the ones we've said. There's Benavidez, there's
Callum Smith, things like that.
Callum Smith, and
the ones they need to have their shots. Morel.
There's plenty of fighters there that can get their chance. Yeah, they fight. They've got, because you can arrange fights between them, get them so they are deserving of the challenge, and then whoever comes out 2-1, get it there.
So let's get it done
if it goes ahead. But yeah, it's an obvious thing to do. I think there was a lot of the. Were you surprised the crowd was all supporting Bivol? Weird it was. Right. I thought that Beterbiev would have more, and everybody. It was all this.
No, do you know what I think that was? I think it's because they had Bivol winning the first fight.
Yeah, like we did. So,
was it the best boxing event?
As a collection of fights, yeah.
Okay.
I said, the only disappointing one was Bakole and Parker, but that's no disrespect to Bakole or Parker. I think it was just so late in organisation.
Can it be topped?
Huh?
Can it be topped?
Well, there's a challenge for His Excellency. Yes, everything can get better. So I think there's a lot of tasty fights you could get out there that you could make. But I think the only thing is you still want some of them to be main events. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, Callum Smith, Joshua Buatsi, that's over in the UK, that's filling
and that's
arenas,
the opening fight.
You know, and it was the best fight. Could you imagine that if that had been at like the MAN Arena or the O2 Arena or something, the crowd would have been nuts.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Especially and how well they fought. I mean, they were getting standing ovation during the fight because it was just...
Yeah.
And so for
all of them,
for sheer skill levels, Bivol Beterbiev fight of the night.
Yeah.
For entertainment, guts, bravery. What Smith Buatsi is my fight of the year so far, and it's going to take some beating.
Yeah.
Two absolute warriors.
Well, I think we've got two of them, like you said. I think on skill level.
So
if you're watching two grandmasters, that's Beterbiev.
I'll do it dead quick for you. Bivol Beterbiev fight 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Bakole Parker 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Stevenson Padley 4 out of 10. Adamas Sheeraz 6 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Ortiz Madrimov 6 out of 10.
I'd say that was a bit better. 7 or 8.
Bivol 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Beterbiev 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Parker 8 out of 10. Bakole 1.
We'll give him 2 because he turned up.
Kabayel 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, I think. Yeah.
Stevenson 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. I think he can do more.
Yeah. Ortiz 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Because I think he can do more.
Yeah.
Madrimov 6.
6, yeah.
Carlos Adamas 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Sheeraz really disappointed me. He only gets a 5.
I give him a 6.
Callum Smith.
I was giving him a 5, but if he's into his hand, I give him 6.
Callum Smith
8 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Buatsi 9 out of 10.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because you got to give Callum Smith more.
Yeah.
Because I think
so my fighter of the night between Kabayel and Bivol.
Yeah. That's quite a hard choice because both of them
if you go for skill, it's Bivol. If you go for
overall performance, I think Kabayel.
Yeah.
In everything. I think Bivol for the because of his skill level, is the highest of any of those fighters.
Yeah.
On this
That's
day.
just superb. But
And
what Kabayel
is
did,
not that far behind.
no, because he did
Because you got
what
to look up who he's against.
he did. I knew
He basically the impossible.
I knew what he was going to do.
Yeah, but most of the rest of us didn't.
But to stand in front of Zhang and basically go toe to toe,
yeah,
everyone thought was suicide.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And the body
it's
shot
the 10 out of
tactics.
10 for
Yeah,
Bivol
I think
and
both
Kabayel.
of them,
And
Kabayel, were fantastic.
Smith Buatsi.
So performance, I think, yeah, and skill level, I think, yeah,
Yeah,
Bivol and him.
I think one of them
Smith
fights
and
will win
Buatsi.
a Ring Magazine award,
Yeah,
possibly.
I think more than one can win.
Yeah.
I think Buatsi, Smith, and
Tell you
Bivol,
what,
Beterbiev.
we didn't see a proper out cold knockout, did we?
No,
And for all, there were stoppages, and sometimes you go on 12 round. What I do want to see, I want to see more post-fight interviews in the ring after.
Mm-hmm.
I missed
because they
that.
had the time here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I
It
thought they were
kinda
going to
like-
clang them all together, but they actually did have a bit of time. But we were listening
No,
to
it was like they'd have a bit of time and then boom, it was dead quick, one after the other. Interview them in the ring. Let's hear what they've got to say.
They could have. To be honest, I was a bit fed up with the punditry bits. Like, I didn't really enjoy most of them. Where normally you do because you get a good build-up and thing. I would have rather heard from the fighters in the ring and the bits and pieces rather than... I'd have their 5 minutes rather than people just talking nonsense.
Yeah.
It's... Don't get me wrong, I like them, most of those people, but like some of the stuff they were talking was just like...
Shut up.
Pointless.
Yeah.
They should have Leon really dialed in.
Again...
We should have been there.
I mean, you look who was there. AJ Usyk. I've seen they would like discussing tactics and things, which was good to see.
Crawford was there.
Crawford was sat next to them. I think Sugar Ray Leonard was there.
Usual to get
Hands of Stones was there. Robert Duran and
Bernard Hopkins. He's part of like Golden Boy and stuff like that. So.
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
Prince Nazim was there.
I didn't see the picture on him, but yeah, they said he was there. They mentioned him.
It just shows and what an event to be a part of. Like AJ said, listening to him in the country, it just whets your appetite so much when you're there.
Well, there's all the different kinds of skills, and look, if you look at the like we've got two as our best, Kabayel and Bivol, but like there's a level. Shakur is at a level that's ridiculous. There's that. Parker, to be fair, you can't argue on his side. He did what he needed to do. It was just the level of the opponent. I don't think was quite as ready. And Ortiz and Madrimov with.
I think you should get me a front row seat next time.
Well, I'm waiting for his excellency to call because you should be helping him make the fights.
I should be sat next to Usyk and AJ. I'd love to just listening to what they talk about. Would just have been fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'd love to have heard.
Simon soon.
What I like though is all these heavyweights now. They seem very friendly with each other, but they're still willing to go to war against each other. And I like the respect that they've all got for each other. I like that. So good on them.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, we do need to be there. That's why we need you to like, subscribe, comment, and make us...
Need you to pay for it?
Yeah. Well, no, we need you to get us up to the numbers so we get invited by the Ring Magazine or His Excellency. And then we can bring you better content. You see, it's all a virtuous circle. You give us the opportunity, we give you. We try and make better content. Well, we are going to add a few things in.
Yeah, because you don't know what goes in. We have to stay up and watch all the fight, and then I have to write down all my notes, and then I have to watch all the interviews afterwards. So I was up till like 2:30.
Okay. And yeah, so it's coming up. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think, and we shall see you.
Thank you very much, Turkey Shake, for that.
Watch our upcoming videos. We've got one on the next one is Tank and Lamont Roach.
Yeah.
And I think Nick Hall and Dehaney will be coming. We'll be making a video on that.
Yeah, we'll do that soon.
And then obviously there's a load of other good fights coming up and events. So we shall see you for all of those. Thank you very much for watching and listening to this long way through, but there was quite a lot to go through. See you in the next one.